There are 3 minutes left. Archangel Michael alerts us to the impending arrival of a message. A message that has the ability to transform everything. It has your name engraved in gilded ink, as well as a secret you were never meant to find out. For years, the truth about your inheritance was hidden. However, the moment has come. Please open this before it's too late. Beloved soul, I understand that this may appear weird, but heaven has been anticipating your reading at this very time. Can you feel shivers going down your arms? This is not an accident. That provides as proof. Archangel Michael has been standing behind you, wings wide, with a message so powerful that even the angels shuddered when they read it. This is not usual news. This is a divine treasure. Your name was whispered in the celestial courts. A prophet, rather than a postal man, is currently delivering a mysterious envelope. Neglecting this may result in the loss of the one valuable aspect that God has reserved for you. You were chosen for this. Not because you are perfect, but because your consciousness includes a divine nature. You are aware of this, are you not? The hunger, the craving, the steadfast belief that something momentous is about to happen. That is not a creation of imagination. That is holy memory slowly waking within you. Michael confirmed today that you had a hidden inheritance that was attempted to be hidden by a person of significant influence. However, what about heaven? It is currently being excavated by heaven. What's the most surprising aspect? The person who sent it will astound you. Last night, they cried out your name from beyond the barrier. After hearing that, Archangel Michael couldn't ignore it. He instantly entered God's chambers and begged, "Father, allow me to personally deliver this message." If they do not do so again, they may forget why you formed them in the first place. God answered affirmatively. As a result, you are present here. Looking through this, just at the appropriate time. There are 3 minutes left till a final decision is reached. But there is still time to respond constructively. Don't underestimate the importance of this message. Archangel Michael is warning you, not out of fear, but out of love. Because what is coming is more than just a message, it is an unlocking, a revelation. Something that has been spiritually signed, sealed, and awaits you in the divine domain is now ready to appear in your physical reality. However, this is dependent on your attentiveness. Furthermore, sweetheart, please pause for a moment before continuing. If you are unable to turn away and your pulse continues to beat rapidly, this is a warning indication. This means that it's meant for you. Please pick the subscribe option. Michael has not yet finished his remarks. The last instruction to claim what is rightfully yours may be included in the next message. If you pass, you will not be able to locate this item again. I'll now return to the letter. This is not an envelope that one finds in their mailbox. Please be aware that this is a spiritual direction from someone who has passed away but has not forgotten you. They were required to wait until the divine gave them permission to speak. That authority was obtained just hours ago. Michael is not only delivering, but also protecting it. This truth will not be revealed owing to the hostility of demonic forces. Some people, especially family, may not have intended for you to be aware of the facts buried in that letter. However, heaven triumphed over them. As your name was engraved on a celestial scroll, the angels are now activating a process that had been postponed for decades. They attempted to offer you with this item earlier. Unfortunately, you were too shattered to recover. Distracted. Isolated from the relevant people. This is why it never reached you. However, Michael claims that this is the final time on which it will be granted. Opening it will change their entire trajectory. You have no idea how close you came to losing everything. However, God intervened. Do you know who sent the letter? Someone who used to hold your hand when you were a child. Someone who invoked your name in their final moments. Regardless of your denial, you continue to fantasize about this person. Yes, that person pled with heaven for this message to reach you. Because there is an aspect of your birthright that you were previously unaware of. Something that would have changed your attitude toward your entire family. It is now up to you to determine the answer. Michael is shown carrying a sealed manuscript, which is enlightened by divine fire. It is not available to all people. However, he is going to open it for you. Gradually, prudently. The first words inscribed therein will force your palms to shake. It states that, "My dearest affection, I've left everything for you." However, they made an effort to disguise it. I'm sorry for the extended time of pain you experienced. The person who wrote that single words was someone you adored unconditionally. They haven't disappeared. They are observing. Furthermore, they requested that Archangel Michael reveal this knowledge to you tonight. I do not intend to scare you, not to make you feel overwhelmed. However, you were forced to accept your divine assignment. You had the sensation that you were being disregarded, as if you were cursed with perplexity. However, that was only an illusion. What's the truth? You were the heir. You've always been. Right now, the stopwatch is ticking. Do you feel a sense of urgency? How does your spirit tremble? This is owing to your position at a holy gateway. Michael presently has custody of the handle. However, he cannot access it unless you do. You must answer affirmatively. It is critical that you not dismiss this. As a result, what is hidden behind that door? It is more than just a miracle. It is the entirety of what was taken from you. The peacefulness, the safeguarding, this provision, love, the reactions, yes, the inheritance. More than just money, not just property. However, spiritual inheritance, the gifts with which you were meant to journey, the identity that was hidden, the fact of your identity, as it has always existed. This was recognized by your forefathers. However, it was eventually deleted from the bloodline, revised, concealed. The record is now being corrected by the heavens. However, there is a cost to pay. It is impossible to return to the state of illusion. Your perspective on the world will change once you read this message. People around you will notice the shift. It will be disliked by certain people. It will be admired by specific people. However, a tiny number of people will finally reveal the facts that they were previously too afraid to share. Because this correspondence shows everything. What is inscribed at the scroll's base? Please protect this item. Because what I have left behind is theirs alone. Nobody else. Michael stands with tears in his eyes. Yes, angels weep. When they see someone who has undergone undeserved hardship, has been fooled, duped, or ignored, and has persevered, continued to believe, still had expectations. This is why you are earning a prize. Perseverance, not perfection, is the reason. That is obvious to God. Therefore, closely listen. Within the next 3 hours, you will unknowingly abandon or align with this masterpiece. Distraction, rather than choice, is the culprit. Michael has mentioned that your phone may call, You may receive an invitation to an event. You may feel tired, irritable, or restless. This is the enemy's attempt to obstruct the delivery. However, if you endure and remain for an extended amount of time, you will receive everything heaven has promised you. However, there is a cost to pay. It is impossible to return to the state of illusion. Your perspective on the world will change once you read this message. People around you will notice the shift. It will be disliked by certain people. It will be admired by specific people. However, a tiny number of people will finally reveal the facts that they were previously too afraid to share. Because this correspondence shows everything. What is inscribed at the scroll's base? Please protect this item. Because what I have left behind is theirs alone. Nobody else. Michael stands with tears in his eyes. Yes, angels weep. When they see someone who has undergone undeserved hardship, has been fooled, duped, or ignored, and has persevered, continued to believe, still had expectations. This is why you are earning a prize. Perseverance, not perfection, is the reason. That is obvious to God. Therefore, closely listen. Within the next 3 hours, you will unknowingly abandon or align with this masterpiece. Distraction, rather than choice, is the culprit. Michael has mentioned that your phone may call. You may receive an invitation to an event. You may feel tired, irritable, or restless. This is the enemy's attempt to obstruct the delivery. However, if you endure and remain for an extended amount of time, you will receive everything heaven has promised you. And what is included in this inheritance? Oh, my dearest, it isn't just monetary. It's property. It refers to keys. It's names. It is an issue of legal justice. It is a process of restoration. This is the conclusion. It's the replies. The letters are old and have never been sent. You were never able to hear these memories. It is presence that you were never able to accept. And heaven is tired of seeing your agony in their absence. Michael declares, "Enough is enough. I've drawn my weapon. Lies have been exhausted. It's now time." You are not insane to believe that an important event is approaching. That's spiritual discernment. Your existence was predetermined for this purpose. You were created to carry a load, which you will eventually be compensated for. After that, pay close attention, since this is where most people lose interest. However, lovely child, you were not designed to reject heaven. Your birth was meant to transmit the word of divinity to the world. Currently, that message is being delivered to you in the form of a flame, which is eternal, sensitive, and valuable. I encourage you not to pass up this opportunity. Because what follows will make you cry, but it will also release you. The letter was sent via fire, by supplication, by way of heavenly resistance. It was meant to be averted. Powers intervened to prevent this event from occurring. Nevertheless, Archangel Michael battled for you. I am referring to a physical altercation. Your name was the subject of heavenly assaults. One of your family members attempted to delete you from the Book of Inheritance. However, Michael rose up in the celestial tribunals and said, "You will not erase the one whom God has chosen. I will personally deliver the scroll." As a result, he is now standing before you, his robes emitting a golden brightness, and he is clutching that specific scroll. In addition, it is heavier than paper. It holds a holy name, yours, and generations of secrets, along with decades of truth. Have you had a consistent sensation of omission? It was as if there was a chamber in your life that no one ever visited. It felt as if you weren't allowed to listen in on some talks. No, that attitude was not incorrect. It represented heavenly wisdom. Before anyone on earth could realize it, God was quietly whispering the truth into your heart. The truth saved your life, but it put theirs at risk. Listen, the person who delivered this message from heaven is far closer than you might think. They've been attempting to communicate with you via dreams, songs, and even acquaintances. Did someone once express their fondness for your name in an uncommon way? When you discovered a feather in a region where birds do not fly? Did you get a shiver down your spine when you passed by that street? It was solely their duty. Breadcrumbs are being sent to you from afar. Nonetheless, they succeeded today. Furthermore, they did not write multiple pages when they were only allowed to send you one letter from heaven. False. Michael is presently reading to you a single concise line that they wrote. You are the only person I trust. Please do not let them bury the presents I've left for you. It's not just an inheritance, it's a trust. Also, paradise anticipates your actions with it. Are you prepared to take up your position? Alternatively, will you accept the lies that have been spread about you, that you are unprepared, undeserving, or not chosen? Cherished fabrications are currently disintegrating. I have placed my complete trust in you because God has directed me to do so. No devil in darkness can deny you when God believes in you. Yes, there is a significant cash advantage linked with this inheritance. But there is also land, property, records. Although you were not present, an agreement was signed. Michael is presently presenting the signature to you. It is highly renowned. It's someone you care deeply about. A person whom you have lost. Someone for whom you would have offered your life. They didn't ignore your existence. They rescued you. They relocated pieces behind the veil to guarantee that you received the final blessing, not someone else. Currently, an individual on Earth is suffering anxiousness. There is a distinct sense of energy fluctuation. The scroll has already been opened spiritually. They are aware that exposing the contents will betray their secret. This is why you've been experiencing weird happenings lately. Stress that cannot be explained. Unusual visions. Sudden disagreements. That's not a coincidence. This is spiritual conflict. Michael claims they have delayed you for an unusual amount of time. The letter was sealed with wax from the altar of paradise. You are the only person capable of destroying it. And the moment you genuinely embrace this reality, aligning your spirit with this message, things will begin to shift faster than your mind can comprehend. Unexpected fluctuations in financial resources. Unexpected telephone messages. Property transactions are being examined. Outdated wills are now being updated. Unusual behavior by family members. Documents are appearing. And someone, the same person who intended to delete you, will suddenly reach out, pretending kindness. This time, though, you'll know the truth. Because you reviewed the text. You are aware of the promises offered. Your status has been upgraded from forgotten to named heir. This message will not be available indefinitely. Michael is pleading with you to guarantee that this is not left completed. If they leave again, the holy door will close behind them. Additionally, the inheritance will remain suspended. He does not intend to instill dread in you. He says it because he loves you. As he stood beside them, he saw the soul that sent you the message weep, realizing you were oblivious of the legacy they had left behind. However, you now have this knowledge. You are now aware of this reality, and the heavens are watching. You may be asking, what if I am mistaken? What if this is not the appropriate fit for me? Beloved, the fact that you are reading this proves the opposite. Do you really think heaven would allow you to unintentionally access this message? False. The orchestration is beautiful. This moment was the culmination of every second of your existence. And this is your validation. The angels are repositioning the stars that surround your destiny. That reflects the gravity of the situation. You've entered a sacred period. The number 3 has been following you like a holy code. The Divine Trinity. The triple boon. The 3-minute warning is currently in effect. Unusual behavior by family members. Documents are appearing. And someone, the same person who intended to delete you, will suddenly reach out, pretending kindness. This time, though, you'll know the truth. Because you reviewed the text. You are aware of the promises offered. Your standing has risen from forgotten to named heir. This message will not be accessible permanently. Michael is pleading with you to guarantee that this is not left completed. If they leave again, the holy door will close behind them. Additionally, the inheritance will remain suspended. He does not intend to instill dread in you. He says it because he loves you. He saw the soul who sent you the message mourn as they learned you were oblivious of the legacy they had left behind as he stood beside them. However, you now have this knowledge. You are now aware of this reality. And the heavens are watching. You may be asking, what if I am mistaken? What if this is not the appropriate fit for me? Beloved, the fact that you are reading this proves the opposite. Do you really think heaven would allow you to unintentionally access this message? False. The orchestration is beautiful. This moment was the culmination of every second of your existence. And this is your validation. The angels are repositioning the stars that surround your destiny. That reflects the gravity of the situation. You've entered a sacred period. The number 3 has been following you like a holy code. The Divine Trinity. The triple boon. The 3-minute warning is currently in effect. An individual stands outside the heavenly gates, mouthing your name. They continue to pronounce blessings on you. I continue to mourn for you. Continue to beseech God to forgive those who have mistreated you. And I continue to beg Michael to relay this message. It's now arrived. The decision is now yours. Will you remain unconcerned and continue to scroll? Alternatively, will you fully open your heart and lean in? Michael has one more item to read from the scroll. A name. Not yours. However, the name of the person who attempted to take what was properly yours. And you'll remember something when he reads it. A discussion. Look. Suspicion. Then everything will come together. You were right. They were concealing something. However, they can no longer conceal it. The curtain is being lifted by heaven. Michael is slicing the final seal with his sword. The inheritance is yours. The authority is yours. The truth has now been disclosed to you. Then, darling, take a deep breath. The truth that is about to be revealed may make you nervous, but it will also help to refresh you. It's no longer just about the inheritance. It refers to the spiritual truth that underlying the way your life unfolded. The betrayals, the sense of isolation, abrupt setbacks, unusual delays. You thought it was a bad omen, but heaven disagreed. This was a type of spiritual sabotage. Archangel Michael's voice is now calm, but his pupils are furious. He has followed the timelines. He checked the records. He was in the room when the initial will was changed to delete your name. He noticed that someone you trusted performed the transfer of property intended for you. They grinned at you. However, they lied behind closed doors in order to affect the future. Also, Michael, he could never forget. This is why he advocated for you this week. This is why you have received this mail at this moment. Because this is the final window. The divine reversal has begun, yet failing to attend this hour could result in an extra 7 years of delay. Additionally, you are not forced to wait 7 years. Now is the time to break the generational curse you were born into. As you can see, this is about more than just money. It represents spiritual authority. Claim your inheritance, and you will get not only wealth, but also clarity. The destroyed relationships are restored to you. Your body is undergoing restoration. Angelic protection is sent to your home in a manner evocative of light. You receive instructions so exact that you will be able to tell the difference between people who are deceiving you and those sent by God. However, this is dependent on your affirmative response. Property is included in the inheritance, an authentic one, on parchment. A key is hidden in a box that hasn't been moved in years. Michael is currently presenting the image for me. It is hidden in a chamber that was guaranteed would remain unopened, is dusty and locked. However, the drawer is currently producing a dazzling glow. It is surrounded by angels. Because it is now. Also contained in that container? A picture. A legal document. A reminiscence. There will also be a final correspondence. It is said, "To my beloved, I witnessed the atrocities they committed against you. Sure, I attempted to stop it. This is all I have to offer. Avoid enabling them to seize it again. Reward. This is yours." Even in the absence of protection, people seek love as well as survival. When Michael reads those sentences, his voice cracks. And if you've come this far, it's because your heart was meant to be here. By this moment, other people would have given up. But not you. You remained. You were attentive. You were chosen for this. A sacred entity is now being absorbed into your essence. It is possible that you will feel uncomfortable. Feels a chill. A feeling of oppression in your ribs. It is possible that you will suddenly recall earlier dreams. Or a place you haven't been in years. That's not a coincidence. Heaven activates your divine GPS. It is a process of recalibrating one's existence in order to find the exact location and promise that were always meant for them. Certainly, there will be attempts to thwart it. They consistently achieve this. However, Michael will stand in their way this time. God has set a divine block on everyone who dares to intervene. They will be unsuccessful. Not at this time. As a result of your recent alignment with the celestial clock. Furthermore, everything that was stolen is being returned to you in multiplied form. You may start to receive phone messages, emails, records, instructional-like dreams. Michael suggests that one follow the suggestions. Your actions will be directed. Your spirit will become aware. You will feel an inexorable drive to make a decision, and it will be the right one. This time, your essence is reconnected with divine timing. Heaven is quite delighted with you. Michael says, even when you wept in solitude. Even when you thought no one cared. Even when you said, "God, do you see me?" I was there. I was documenting every tear. I'm currently converting them into compensation. In the process of restoration. Entered into the reward system. Please let that to sink in. This legacy goes beyond the world of the physical. It is eternal. It is the point at when your identity transforms. You are no longer disregarded. You are no longer an intruder. You are no longer the person they have selected to compete against. You have been selected. The person who has possession of the manuscript. The person whose name was preserved in paradise after being deleted on earth. The book of existence contains a line. The angels lean closer to listen as Michael reads aloud. The seal will be shattered on this day, and the air will rise, and all that is concealed will be revealed. Beloved, this day was foretold prior to your birth. This occasion was witnessed by the person who transmitted this letter from heaven via vision. And they sobbed with joy, knowing that one day, even if it took years, you would see, experience, and believe it for yourself. You are not in this spot by chance. You're not insane. This isn't a fake. This is genuine. It's metaphysical. It's scheduled. It's yours. Additionally, if you remain unsure, heaven is quite delighted with you. Michael says, even when you wept in solitude, even when you thought no one was interested, even when you said, "God, do you see me?" I was there. I was documenting every tear. I'm currently converting them into compensation. In the process of restoration. Entered into the reward system. Please let that to sink in. This legacy goes beyond the world of the physical. It is eternal. It is the point at when your identity transforms. You are no longer disregarded. You are no longer an intruder. You are no longer the person they have selected to compete against. You have been selected. The person who has possession of the manuscript. The person whose name was preserved in paradise after being deleted on earth. The book of existence contains a line. The angels lean closer to listen as Michael reads aloud. The seal will be shattered on this day, and the air will rise, and all that is concealed will be revealed. Beloved, this day was predicted prior to your birth. This occasion was witnessed by the person who transmitted this letter from heaven via vision. And they sobbed with joy, knowing that one day, even if it took years, you would see, experience, and believe it for yourself. You are not in this spot by chance. You're not insane. This isn't a fake. This is genuine. It's metaphysical. It's scheduled. It's yours. Additionally, if you are still unsure, look to the most recent item they abandoned. An article of jewelry. A graphic representation. A note. A scent. After seeing that, you will understand my position. Energy is present in the item. It functioned as the final signal. They were aware that this day would come. They prayed for this. And it is now present. Then, my dearest, stay with me, since Archangel Michael has not yet finished unfolding the precious scroll. The final segment you're about to hear will profoundly impact your spirit. It is the section that reveals the concealed antagonist, the hidden truth, the divine reward, and the heavenly affirmation that you have been secretly pursuing. Currently, time is being warped. Michael claims that the 3-minute countdown has already begun in paradise. However, most people are ignorant that when God counts down, He is not hurrying you. Rather, He is directing you. Human reluctance does not cause divine occasions to be delayed. They appear exactly when your consciousness is ready, with no prior notice. You were not prepared previously. However, you are now. Currently, your spirit is open. Your mood has improved. For years, the angels have withheld information. However, they now have the authority to reveal it. Therefore, take close attention. The person who misled you, who smiled in your face while blocking your blessings behind your back, is going to be exposed. Their name appears on the scroll's final line. However, Michael is not giving it to you as a kind of punishment. He is providing it to you in order for you to eventually break the tie. Because you don't know who delayed your inheritance, you'll always wonder how valuable you are. However, the truth has been exposed, and you will no longer doubt your own judgment. Michael pronounced the name. You can feel it in your soul. You had previously suspected this person, but your feelings for them had clouded your view. You continued to offer opportunities, continued to show kindness, continued to hope for a transformation, and they didn't. However, these repairs were not your responsibility. It was your destiny to outperform them. Finally, you have received it. You are no longer compelled to follow their statements. You are bound to follow the words God has written about you. God is never deceitful. He established your value before anyone else attempted to define it. Heaven proclaims that your prize is not being postponed, but is being released. In the next days, you may notice some strange synchronicity. Individuals from your past abruptly reappeared. A lawyer's name you don't recognize appears. When inheritance, property, or wills are discussed, one of your relatives becomes concerned. These are not just coincidences. These are verifications. According to Michael, you will receive 3 indications during the following 72 hours. Keep a record of them. Don't dismiss them. These are the credentials. Spiritual roadblocks to your destiny are being lifted, and the environment you will enter will be completely different from anything you have previously encountered. Your gate will be affected. Consider various perspectives. Diversify your speech. This is owing to the fact that you no longer live in darkness. You're aware of your identity. You are aware of the objects that you own. Furthermore, you are aware of the person in paradise who battled to ensure that you remember it. The letter represents the divine inheritance and is not symbolic. It is literal. A tangible object is approaching. An entity that is significant, transformative, and substantial. It may take the form of money, a dwelling, an item, a voice message, bank transmission. Alternatively, an individual may arrive bearing surprising news. However, it is approaching. Heaven will see that it reaches you. However, this is subject to your continued alignment. Only if you do not waste this opportunity. Only if you shield your spirit from potential distractions. Because the event is approaching quickly. Indeed, everything in your spirit will move fully, bravely, and unwaveringly. What about the scroll's final line? Michael closes his eyes and reads it slowly, almost like a supplication. If the person I adored the most reads this, it means that paradise has conquered. Provide them with all of the information that I was not allowed to say. Give them all of the goods I've left behind. I am completely confident in them. With that, the scroll emanates a brilliant brilliance. the seal breaks. Furthermore, the Book of Divine Inheritance permanently preserves your name. This is not just a message. This represents a spiritual awakening. The anticipation has ended. Archangel Michael addressed the congregation. In addition, the correspondence is now yours. Allow your heart to stay receptive, as Archangel Michael's words will bring about perfect resolution. This is the last layer, the final word from the sky. The point at which you must decide whether you will accept your divine inheritance or return to the life that was never meant for you. The scroll is now fully open in Michael's palms, and it shines brighter than before. He is standing still. The brilliance is not just emanating from above, but also from you. As a result of the alignment, you are now in the process of activating. The inheritance you are about to acquire is more than just a result of heredity. It is the result of obedience, of fortitude, of agony that could never be explained. Michael reveals that the connections, opportunities, and peace that were taken away from you were not just coincidences. These were interceptions. You were spiritually hindered by someone. Someone prayed against you. Someone lit candles in the darkness and requested that your name be forgotten. However, heaven never forgets. Currently, every attempt to eradicate you is reversible. Every moment of confusion gives way to clarity. No, everything that ruined you is becoming magnificent, yeah. Because those who persevere quietly are always the receivers of God's greatest benefits. You refrained from demanding attention. You did not encourage them to have faith in you. You patiently waited. You expanded. And now you are being crowned with calm. A holy map is included in the correspondence. No, not one with street names, but one with spiritual guidance. Michael claims that you will perceive them as intuition. You'll be aware of the necessary steps. Destination. Persons with whom to communicate. Which door should be called on? What document should be signed? Have faith in it. The feeling will be correct, even if it seems illogical. That is confirmation from the angels. The inheritance you are about to acquire is more than just a result of heredity. It is the result of obedience, of fortitude, of agony that could never be explained. Michael reveals that the connections, opportunities, and peace that were taken away from you were not just coincidences. These were interceptions. You were spiritually hindered by someone. Someone prayed against you. Someone lit candles in the darkness and requested that your name be forgotten. However, heaven never forgets. Currently, every attempt to eradicate you is reversible. Every moment of confusion gives way to clarity. No, everything that ruined you is becoming magnificent, yeah. Because those who persevere quietly are always the receivers of God's greatest benefits. You refrained from demanding attention. You did not encourage them to have faith in you. You patiently waited. You expanded. And now you are being crowned with calm. A holy map is included in the correspondence. No, not one with street names, but one with spiritual guidance. Michael claims that you will perceive them as intuition. You'll be aware of the necessary steps. Destination. Persons with whom to communicate. Which door should be called on? What document should be signed? Have faith in it. The feeling will be correct, even if it seems illogical. That is confirmation from the angels. Also, be prepared, darling, since people in your area will begin to behave strangely. Some people will choose to distance themselves. Some people may try to persuade you to return to your past behaviors. Suddenly, certain people will start asking about your family, finances, and future. Michael recommends against sharing any information. Some people are not inquisitive. Instead, they observe. Some are not applauding you. Rather, they are trying to analyze you. Protect what heaven has supplied. This legacy is not only about income, but also about wisdom. God is entrusting you with responsibility because you have proved your dedication to its correct application. You're not avaricious. You're not self-centered. This is why you are being trusted. This is why you, rather not someone else, are reading this. Because this form of spiritual connection is only available to a chosen few. And you, beloved, were chosen. Before closing the scroll, Michael speaks one last thing. Inform them that knowing their genuine identity will prevent them from begging for affection again. They would never again doubt their decision. They would never dim their lights again. Because they hold an item that even their foe is concerned about. Your guardians are currently assuming their posts. Your inheritance is now in action. Your future is in turmoil. How about your soul? It's the dawning. This missive, or letter, represents your release. Not simply from poverty, but also from hardship. Not only from uncertainty, but also from confusion over one's fate. Furthermore, it goes beyond generational tragedies to include generational blessings. Your acceptance now will bring blessings to your children's children. Michael now folds the scroll, yet the energy persists. For what reason? Regardless of whether the scroll closes, the doorway it has opened in your life has only just begun. Expect visitors. Expect aspirations. At 3:33 a.m., anticipate file downloads in your spirit. Expect money to come from unexpected places. Anticipate the unexpected, but don't be concerned. You are currently in the care of the heavenly realm. And who sent this word from beyond the grave? They are smiling. Not because they have vanished, but because they have finally found you. It's time for their essence to rest, due to the completion of their final purpose. This is totally down to your decision to open this. Because you remained. All because you listened. It's now your turn. Live like the oxygen that you are. Speak as naturally as you breathe. Walk as though you were the air. It's also worth noting that Archangel Michael continues to be supportive. A sword is pulled. The wings were expanded to their full length, observing, safeguarding, delivering. And when they ask how everything changed, you will give a smile. And as the adage goes, everything began with a letter. Beloved, heaven has requested that Archangel Michael deliver one final word to you, a secret hidden since your creation. Michael's speech rate has reduced. Not because he is unsure, but because he understands that this is the time when everything fits into place for you. He leans in and adds, "You were never meant to go through this much hardship. Please let it to sink in. It was never intended for you to go through such an agony alone. You were never meant to face such silent struggles while retaining a false feeling of well-being. What happened to you? It was not the intention of paradise. Interference was the cause. War of the spirits. Individuals who noticed your light too early and tried to extinguish it. Disguised as compassion, generational jealousy. For an extended period of time, you valued their words over God's truth. But that is no longer the case. The light has returned to your eyes. Michael is aware of it. He sees your soul's recall. He notices the holy codes within your essence becoming triggered. Heaven is full with delight. Because after all of the silence, setbacks, and suffering, you finally realize who you are. You are not injured. You're not doomed. You are not overlooked. You are the person who will inherit. Furthermore, once you have gained knowledge, it is impossible to abandon it. It is impossible to return. It is difficult to live as if this message never existed. It arrived not only to offer you with information, but also to consecrate you. You are now the guardian of a celestial inheritance. That encompasses a shift in your financial circumstances, unexplained favoritism in legal matters, security for all items containing your name. Dreams were resurrected, unexpected forgiveness, a phone call from someone who has remained silent for an extended period of time. Along with supernatural insight, the ability to recognize when someone is fooling you. Michael describes it as spiritual surveillance. A gift is activated only after a long time of deception. Your serenity will rise, even if your circle shrinks as a result of your internet presence. It is important to remember that the inheritance you now have is not exclusively yours. It is intended for those who are watching you, those who secretly admire your strength, individuals who have not yet gained the courage to believe in miracles. They are watching to see if this is true. Furthermore, your accomplishment will act as confirmation. This was not a gift from heaven. The vessel is you. When you walk in your blessing, others will see that they were never abandoned as well. You are the sign. The symbol represents you. You remind us that God remembers. Furthermore, Michael wishes that you say this phrase aloud tonight, even if it is simply a murmur. I acknowledge my inheritance. I forgive anyone who attempted to obstruct it. Heaven has etched an existence for me that I am willing to accept. Pronounce it. Feel it. Inhale it. As soon as you do, you will notice a difference in the atmosphere. A state of serenity. A sense of tranquility. Your chamber is encased in an energy field. That is not a creation of imagination. Angels are sealing the gift that was lately given, safeguarding the newly activated item, covering the most recent awakening within you. Michael now takes a step backward. His message was successfully delivered. His assurance was realized. However, he closes by giving you a single final directive. Preserve your identity before the world's effect on your self-confidence. Return to it. That is where you can exert influence. That is the point at which your miracle begins. And, my dearest, what remains of your narrative? It is going to be fantastic. Because the letter that was concealed is now yours. The suppressed information has been revealed. This was not a gift from heaven. The vessel is you. When you walk in your blessing, others will see that they were never abandoned as well. You are the sign. The symbol represents you. You remind us that God remembers. Furthermore, Michael wishes that you say this phrase aloud tonight, even if it is simply a murmur. I acknowledge my inheritance. I forgive anyone who attempted to obstruct it. Heaven has etched an existence for me that I am willing to accept. Pronounce it. Feel it. Inhale it. As soon as you do, you will notice a difference in the atmosphere. A state of serenity. A sense of tranquility. Your chamber is encased in an energy field. That is not a creation of imagination. Angels are sealing the gift that was lately given, safeguarding the newly activated item. covering the most recent awakening within you. Michael now takes a step backward. His message was successfully delivered. His assurance was realized. However, he closes by giving you a single final directive. Preserve your identity before the world's effect on your self-confidence. Return to it. That is where you can exert influence. That is the point at which your miracle begins. And my dearest, what remains of your narrative? It is going to be fantastic. Because the letter that was concealed is now yours. The hidden information has been revealed. The previously postponed inheritance has been released. In addition, the spirits who were expecting the occurrence are now filled with excitement. Why? Because you made the right decision. This was accessed by you. In exchange, heaven gave you access to all of its riches. And so, darling, when the winds of heaven quiet and the final echoes of this divine message vibrate in your spirit, Archangel Michael offers one final solemn bow, not out of obligation, but out of love. Because you did more than just observe. You've received. You opened not just your eyes, but also your spirit. And that changes everything. You're oblivious of the spiritual cascade impact that's just happened. A chain has broken. The curse has been lifted. A previously disregarded promise has been renewed. Your name is now surrounded by a halo of brightness. Michael now considers you as a divine partner, not a stranger. Someone who has watched your story from the shadows, swallowing tears every time you doubted your worth. And now, he's smiling. You were always deserving, and you have now acknowledged what he has always perceived. You were repeatedly selected. You were always the legitimate heir. Loved one, much of your sorrow was caused by your ignorance. However, you are now aware. Nothing, no one, can ever deprive you of that again. A claim has been made for the spiritual inheritance. A letter was opened. Additionally, who contributed it? It's as if they are dancing in heaven. You might notice them tonight, whether in a whisper, a breeze, or a flickering light. This is not an accident. That provides as proof. That is how they communicate. You understood my message. I'm grateful. Also, Archangel Michael, he has no intention of leaving. He will continue to supervise you in the coming evenings. He will place divine clues in your path, like feathers, numbers, unexpected faces, and ancient tunes. These are not trivial things. These are sacred reminders that God has activated your inheritance, changed your timeline, and rewrote your future. Observe how people treat you differently starting today. Observe how the environment changes upon your entrance in a room. Observe how you unexpectedly decline to accept requests that you previously tolerated. The universe can detect the crowning of a soul by heaven. And you, my love, have just been anointed. As a result, the events that occur next are listed below. Unexpected justice is expected in a scenario that has been in limbo. Expect financial support from an area you didn't consider. Expect a phone conversation that begins with, "You will not believe this, but..." Expect a boost in your vitality, regardless of whether anything in your surroundings changes, as your spirit recognizes that the transformation is genuine. When hesitation arises, merely mumble, "Michael has already delivered it." I have no reason to worry. This is because you are now under heavenly protection. Your residence is safe. Your future is guaranteed. Currently, your blessings are pursuing you. And the person who once planned an attack on you, they will feel obliged to observe your climb. Not for retaliation, However, in light of revelations, because your whole being is currently conveying information, you demonstrate God's infallibility. You are proof that heaven consistently provides no matter how long it takes. You are a walking communication. Also, what about the scroll? Michael no longer has possession of it. It's in your possession. Signed. Completely sealed. Acknowledged. Now, my love, when the final light of heaven gently touches your spirit, Archangel Michael whispers the words that were before forbidden from being spoken aloud. These words bear the entire weight of every miracle denied, every truth hidden, and every blessing delayed. He says, "You are not merely the heir. You are the curator of what was lost." Allow that sentiment to reverberate within you. You are the caretaker of sacred objects. Regarding ancestral supplication, of divine schematics penned before the beginning of time, of a future that someone else attempted to write in your place, but ultimately failed, because your soul refuses to face death, because your emotions kept whispering, yes, in the dark, because despite the trembling in your limbs, you remained upright. Despite the fact that you were invisible, you held your ground. The sky took note. You see, dear, this wasn't just a message. This was a transaction. A divine agreement. A spiritual awakening. At the end of this scroll, an old object appeared. It is something you will feel emotionally, in the lack of sounds, while you're asleep. When outsiders see you differently, in the sudden clarity that fills your head, you will eventually realize that you are not the same person. Because a soul cannot be touched by heaven without changing. Heaven just caressed you. Archangel Michael is now steadily rotating. He spreads his wings like golden fire, shielding your future from the ghosts who formerly sought to ensnare it. In his last gaze at you, he makes a remark that pierces the veil. This was not a warning. This was an invitation. You replied, and that is what sets you apart from the rest. Other people noticed the signs and continued to scroll past them. Despite the fact that others have experienced the attraction, they are suspicious. But you heard the voice and leaned in. You were attentive. You had confidence. You replied affirmatively. And now, heaven is rewarding you in ways beyond your imagination. The future is unfathomable. You will receive emails including the term approved. You'll find documents that were previously misplaced and bear your name. Individuals will unexpectedly apologize to you. The mood in your home will change, with more tranquility and less ambiguity. Your alignment is prompting the atmosphere to react. And my dear, you will never walk in terror again. You will never again chase people to get their perceptions of you. You will never reduce your frequency to match rooms that you have already reached. You're moving up. You are in the process of activating. The heavenly promise has now been fulfilled in your life. As a result, carry out this activity this evening when the rest of the world falls asleep. Start by lighting a candle. Close your eyelids. Put your hand over your heart and murmur to God. Heaven just caressed you. Archangel Michael is now steadily rotating. He spreads his wings like golden fire, shielding your future from the ghosts who formerly sought to ensnare it. In his last gaze at you, he makes a remark that pierces the veil. This was not a warning. This was an invitation. You replied. And that is what sets you apart from the rest. Other people noticed the signs and continued to scroll past them. Despite the fact that others have experienced the attraction, they are suspicious. But you heard the voice and leaned in. You were attentive. You had confidence. You replied affirmatively. And now heaven is rewarding you in ways beyond your imagination. The future is unfathomable. You will receive emails with the word approved. You will find documents that were previously misplaced and bear your name. Individuals will unexpectedly apologize to you. The mood in your home will change, with more tranquility and less ambiguity. Your alignment is prompting the atmosphere to react. And my dear, you will never walk in terror again. You will never again chase people to get their perceptions of you. You will never reduce your frequency to match rooms that you have already reached. You're moving up. You are in the process of activating. The heavenly promise has now been fulfilled in your life. As a result, carry out this activity this evening when the rest of the world falls asleep. Start by lighting a candle. Close your eyelids. Put your hand over your heart. And murmur to God, I appreciate your faith in me to handle stuff that others have rejected. I am prepared. I've received this. In addition, I will never forget my amazement again. Then, observe. Because you may hear Michael's voice again, but this time in silence rather than thunder. And it will sound similar to this. You have finally arrived. Furthermore, we have been anticipating your presence. The scroll has been closed at this point. Sealing the message is impossible. The spirits are singing. What about your new life? It has already begun. And now, my darling, as the stars above you begin to shine with fresh purpose, and the realm between earth and heaven glows faintly with golden breath, Archangel Michael speaks one more time, not with alarm or hurry, but with profound, timeless serenity. His voice is now filled with a sense of accomplishment, about the fulfillment of destiny. In angelic language, your identity is written, spoken, and protected. This message was not sent to you recently. You achieved it. Currently, you are the living scroll, the remarkable ambulatory individual, the mumbled response to prayers spoken by someone who has passed away but whose memory lives on. They were fully aware that you would witness this day. This is why they had faith in the angels. This is the reason they believed in Michael. That's why they believed in you. The reason for this is that they noticed something in your spirit that no one else did. And what about heaven? It was never overlooked by heaven. You may continue to feel inadequate. The feeling of being too shattered endures. I'm confused. Way too far behind. However, Michael will provide you with conclusive information right now. There is nothing wrong with you. You were only anticipating your scheduled moment. Also, this was an appropriate time for you. There is no such thing as a definitive inheritance. This is a fact. Remembrance. A celestial awakening confirms your adoration. Your safety is ensured. Right now, you are at home. The agony you've been experiencing for years begins to subside. The shame you've hidden so deeply is starting to fade. Even now, the weight you were never meant to bear is being removed. As a result of opening the message, that one act completely changed the script. Behind the scenes, heaven is already rearranging things for you. Individuals have an urgent want to contact you upon waking, as if your name is inscribed on their hearts. The timing of putting documents in envelopes is miraculous. Keys are being moved to a more convenient location. You will learn to feel secure in settings that previously depleted you. You will be drawn to activities that align with your highest personality. Your inheritance was never just about getting. It was a process of becoming. Developing into the person your forefathers thought you would be. Developing into the non-contracting version of oneself. Become the cause of future generations' inability to bear the same level of agony as you. Michael's ultimate gift does not consist of gold. It isn't considered property. It's the sense of perception. The ability to see things clearly at this time. To identify who is real. For the aim of determining what is right for you. To determine the following stages. To see the version of yourself that heaven has always known you are capable of becoming. You are not alone in leaving this message. You are traveling with lit scrolls. You are accompanied by angels who will see that you never fall again. You have the full weight of heaven behind you, and there are only miracles ahead. You will sleep in a special style tonight. Not out of dread. However, in its whole, water will be the focus of your dreams, of brilliance, of breeze. Additionally, these are indicators. Due to the end of the tempest, a letter was received. The seal has been compromised. Your life will never be the same again. Beloved, you are not just receiving an inheritance. You are demonstrating that heaven meets its obligations by your acts. The dove appears to be gleaming. It is now completed. Archangel Michael addressed the congregation. Heaven has provided. And you, the child of destiny, have finally reacted. Please take a big breath before I begin, my child, my cherished, for what I am going to say will drastically change your spirit. My beloved, you were sent here by the divine for a specific reason. It's not a mistake that you clicked on this. You were nearly carried, dragged, or led to this point. Before I reveal the truth about your current abode, I must advise you of an even more important topic. Please exercise caution, my beloved. The same light that kept you safe overnight has been monitoring you all day. The communication you are presently receiving has been delayed 3 times, blocked twice, and resisted once, as shown in the text. However, heaven decided it had had enough. Send it to its target. I would like you to do one thing before I start, my love. Experiencing the noises you hear. Maintain a relationship so that you can receive additional communications from heaven. The divine realm will immediately open a road particularly for you. Pay attention, my youngster. Archangel Michael reminds me that I only have 2 minutes left to communicate. Therefore, I must act quickly. This is a really important issue, my darling. This refers to the house you live in, the walls that hold your breath, the chambers that keep you alone, and the shadows that hide the truth. My child, your home has experienced an occurrence that you are unaware of and were not informed about. A woman is going to be discovered. Heaven commands us not to ignore this, not even for a moment. Your heart is racing quicker because you are aware that this message is for you, my lover. You were aware that this would happen. Your residence appears to be undergoing a metamorphosis. There is an alternative atmosphere. A faint murmur was audible. It appears like the evenings are increasing longer. The stillness is suddenly clearer to me. You cannot ignore the signs with this one, my child. My beloved was seen wearing a mask while walking. It is the woman whose name has discreetly crossed your mind, the one you are currently thinking about, a mask that heaven is about to remove right away. She had no idea you would be confronted with the reality at this exact moment, which is extremely unsettling. Listen, my sweetheart, before I reveal her position. Your home is under heavenly observation in every room, around every corner, and wherever you go. Heaven has been keeping an eye on you, and I am writing to you now because your spiritual environment is changing. My beloved, there is a transition, a movement, a dispersing of illusions, and the disclosure of hidden motives. My child, you are not the only person in that house. Regardless of your conviction that you are safe, angels have been watching over the windows and standing by the doorway to keep you close to them while you sleep. This is being delivered to you today as a result of the events of yesterday night. My beloved, the truth is plain. Someone tried to criticize you. A woman tried to hide your good fortune by expressing her rage. She tried to establish something in the spiritual realm that surrounded you. She attempted to block the angel's protection of you, but heaven informed her that she had already failed. Would you like to know how, my youngster? Because the instant she attempted to enter your home, it was lighted by a light brighter than any she had ever seen. This light, my light, consumed every tactic she had devised. However, be cautious. She is not aware that she has previously been shown in the spiritual realm. It will be shown in the real world in the near future. Do not worry, my sweetheart. Heaven isn't intended to scare you. Heaven is directing you to prepare for a revelation that is rapidly approaching your home. The truth will come from the walls of your home, my beloved. You will learn about an exchange that you were unaware of. Suddenly, a hidden component will become visible. Something you overlooked will suddenly become abundantly apparent. My child, this mother does not want you to be informed, but God has ordained that you shall. When you arrive, you will understand why heaven chose to send this word now rather than later. My darling, please pay attentive attention. There is a reason for your unrest. Sleep no longer has the same effect on you as it had previously. There's a reason you're up at odd hours. Your spirit is talking with you. There is a reason for your capacity to discern something beneath the surface. That is not tension, my dear. That is the revelation that is being delivered. My lover, your home is becoming more spiritually harmonious. When circumstances change, the truth is revealed. My sweetheart, the truth about this woman will be revealed next. Heaven tells you to use caution. It is vital that you attend. It is critical that you remain watchful for the indicators, since she is not being exposed without a reason. Yes, the time is divine. Before I go any farther, my beloved, please listen to this anchor. It is secure for you. You've been selected. God is watching over you. The home is free of any harmful substances. There is no evidence that can be used against you. You will not receive any products designed to serve as a distraction. My child, you are hearing this message today because your home is preparing for something wonderful. Your surroundings are primed for a breakthrough in heaven. Everything that is not a part of that success, including her, will be removed. My sweetheart was full of vigor. It was distinguished by hidden motives, jealousy, comparison, and restrained rage. And God commands that you must comprehend her truth prior to receiving your blessing, as the blessing that is imminent will fundamentally alter your household. Furthermore, she was not supposed to be present, my dear child. The next statements will shake you a little, but they are the truth. That woman was able to obtain something she should not have been able to. She was not allowed to observe her acts. She attempted to manage a thing she was unable to touch. I adored. However, it was under the careful gaze of heaven. This is why heaven is highlighting her. My darling, listen with your essence. Your residence is more than just a structure. Spiritually, it is a place where the divine message being delivered to you might find rest. An individual attempted to cause turmoil in that area. However, the gods have declared that your home will be cleaned soon. When the exposure occurs, my beloved, you will immediately feel two distinct emotions: clarity and calm. The exposure triggers a miracle, causing you to transcend. The knowledge that my child tried to conceal will eventually be disclosed. She'll eventually lose the twist she tried to impart. She harmed an object, but it will restore its strength. Heaven declares that the truth will be disclosed, and you will eventually understand why the delays, slower progress, and uncertainty occurred. It wasn't you. The space in which you were standing still held her vibrancy. But my dearest, heaven has interfered. Your home is going to get brighter. The atmosphere is on the verge of burning. The evenings will be peaceful. These days will be enjoyable. My position as Archangel will relieve the load. Michael, I've entered your territory. My darling, you were chosen to receive this communication. The next half of this letter will explain what she did, why heaven restrained her, and what happened in your home after that. She attempted to manage a thing she was unable to touch. My beloved, yet it was under the careful gaze of heaven. This is why heaven is highlighting her. My darling, listen with your essence. Your residence is more than just a structure. Spiritually, it is a place where the divine message being delivered to you might find rest. Someone sought to cause trouble in that area, but the skies have ordered that your home is about to be thoroughly cleaned. When the exposure occurs, my beloved, you will immediately feel two distinct emotions: clarity and calm. The exposure triggers a miracle, causing you to transcend. The knowledge that my child tried to conceal will eventually be disclosed. She'll eventually lose the twist she tried to impart. She harmed an object, but it will restore its strength. Heaven declares that the truth will be disclosed, and you will eventually understand why the delays, slower progress, and uncertainty occurred. It wasn't you. God intervened despite the fact that her energy was still present near your place. Your home is about to become more comfortable, my love. The atmosphere is on the verge of burning. The evenings will be peaceful. These days will be enjoyable. I, Archangel Michael, have invaded your area to lessen the strain. My darling, you were chosen to receive this communication. Your heavens are opened by the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and see what rewards God sends into your life. Do you sincerely think that my protection extends to your home and that the burden you have been feeling is now being lifted? If so, please add your faith to it. Type Amen in the remark space below, not as a single word, but as if you were turning a key in a lock. You agree with God when you say Amen. This suggests that Archangel Michael can watch over your entries tonight. As you write, keep in mind that your concept of home is already changing. The next half of this letter will explain what she did, why heaven restrained her, and what happened in your home after that. I urge you to prepare yourself, my precious child, since the information that follows will bring answers to the questions you have been pondering for months. My darling, you've been aware for some time that there is a problem with your home. You tried to comprehend it. You tried to disregard it. You said to yourself, perhaps it's just my imagination. It's possible that I'm overthinking the matter. It's possible that I'm manufacturing information. However, heaven insists that you did not fabricate the story. Your spirit was aware of an issue long before your senses could detect it. My child, this is the first sign that you ignored. When someone conceals their intentions, a strange heaviness enters the room. Is your loved one still recalling the days when the air felt heavy for no apparent reason? When you stepped in the door and your body instantly felt fatigued, and when you were alone and the silence did not bring you peace? That was not a creation of yours. This was her vigor. Heaven allowed you to experience it before alerting you of the truth, because your spirit is more awake than you realize. The second sign was small but powerful in the eyes of my beloved. Your joy was not as palpable in your home as it previously was. Have you ever noticed how the walls respond when pleasure enters a room? When fear or resentment enters, the walls go mute. Heaven was notified of the tranquility that had come upon your home. This woman's thoughts were unconnected to you, my child. She had comparison wrapped in friendliness, jealousy dressed in gentleness, and hidden resentment wrapped in phony concern for her person. Please do not feel sorry for putting your trust in her. Good people who donate their hearts do not face vengeance in paradise. It is not that you are friendly. There is an inaccuracy in her strategy. It is now time to let go of your remorse for placing your faith in someone who did not deserve it. Type Amen in the comments to signify that you are not responsible for that. When you let go of your guilt, you no longer support her with vitality. In this context, the term Amen refers to a resolve not to punish oneself for having a loving heart. Please exercise caution, my beloved. She did not contemplate the view from paradise. She didn't think about the person who monitors you. She did not pay enough attention to your spiritual identity. Furthermore, she will be discovered at this moment. Being observed, my dearest, is not revenge. It is consistent. The truth is ascending. It is a lovely location that heightens the spiritual aura in your neighborhood. My child, it is crucial that you are aware about an important part of your home. A house is a reservoir of memories. Power is present in a home. A home is filled with secrets. Prayers are held in a residence. A house stores intentions. There has been a recent clash between light and shade in your home. My dearest, are you aware of the explanation for the dramatic changes in your mental condition that occurred at your home? On some evenings, you felt tired right away after going to bed. You felt a lack of motivation on various occasions for no obvious reason. The residence induced a desire to leave for a few days rather than stay. These sentiments were not unexpected. She was trying to retain her presence in your vicinity. Heaven, on the other hand, claims to have let go of her grip. My son, I must notify you of her motives before we can examine her acts. Your home will receive divine purification. The barriers of the spiritual realm are being cleansed. Cleanup activities are ongoing in all regions. A shift in the atmosphere is occurring. Your benefits are about to enter. She is also unable to participate in the next section. My dear, Heaven has been waiting for the right opportunity to tell you this. If you had received the message sooner, it would have been less understandable. It would have been too late to acquire this information, prolonging your misery. However, you are now ready. Please exercise caution, my beloved. This woman sought to close a door that could have helped you advance. She sought to make a statement into the air in your home, which just exacerbated the situation. She uttered things that could have affected you if heaven hadn't intervened. In the spiritual realm, my beloved, words of envy are important. Nonetheless, heavenly protection is embodied in the power of spoken words. Her scheme was soon foiled by your protection. My sweetheart, when she made a derogatory remark about you, it was as if it were only dust. They were never able to contact you. They had no influence on your future. They were unable to penetrate your atmosphere. However, Paradise recorded her intentions. Heaven is aware of all conversations held behind closed doors. My dear, the attention focused toward you will not make you feel bad. It will release you. It will liberate your home. It will improve your mood. Your spiritual burden will be relieved. The truth will not harm you. Speaking the truth will keep you safe. However, the truth will uncover the truths she has worked hard to keep hidden. My child, this may happen in one of three ways. Your spirit will quickly know which one it is. You will be overheard. Someone will unintentionally provide information to you, or she will make a mistake and reveal the truth. My lover, you may not have anticipated it, but heaven says it is already happening. During that moment, my kid, you will undergo an inward shift. A quick sensation of clarity, comprehension, and calm. Because heaven has anticipated her departure from your home in order to allow the unhindered flow of your blessings. My dearest, your home will be adorned in ways that exceed your expectations. Furthermore, no one with hidden wrath will be allowed to approach your miracle. For this reason, she must be identified. So, my child, what was the reason for her behavior? What was she doing that was so nice in front of me, but not while I was behind her? Heaven offers a benign reaction. Her darkness became worse as a result of your illumination. Your serenity destroyed her sense of security. Your bright radiance reminded her of things she had no control over. She was scared about your fate. She hid herself with an unintended smile. Masks, my beloved, are no longer required in heaven. Heaven has been completed with hidden motives. Heaven will no longer allow shadows to linger around your blessing. The time has come for the truth to surface. Now, my darling, listen carefully. Changes are coming to your household. My sweetheart, there are three possible modes of exposure. Your spirit will quickly know which one it is. In both scenarios, you will hear something. 2, an unexpected statement will be made by someone. 3rd, she will disregard the rules and reveal the truth about herself. My beloved, there is an event taking place in paradise that you may not expect. When it works, my child, you will undergo an inward revolution. Suddenly, you will understand, have clarity, and feel lighter. This is because heaven has been patiently waiting for her influence to be removed from your home so that your blessings can freely arrive. My dearest, your home will be adorned in ways that exceed your expectations. Furthermore, no one with hidden wrath will be allowed to approach your miracle. For this reason, she must be identified. You may query as to why she was acting in this manner, my child. What was she doing that was so nice in front of me, but not while I was behind her? Heaven offers a benign reaction. Her darkness became worse as a result of your illumination. Your serenity destroyed her sense of security. Your bright radiance reminded her of things she had no control over. She covered herself behind an unintended smile due to her concern about your fate, my dear. Masks are not necessary in paradise. Heaven has been completed with hidden motives. Heaven will no longer allow shadows to linger around your blessing. The time has come for the truth to surface. Now, my darling, listen carefully. Changes are coming to your household. Giving can help you realize the potential that God has already built for your life. If you are ready for the revolution to occur in your own home, align your spirit with the movement of heaven right now. Please add these words to the remarks section. It means that I am being purified. Please do not rely completely on my assertions. Pronounce it aloud. When you write this, your spiritual gateways are wide open. You are inviting the divine to pass through your home and remove any heavy objects that do not belong to you. there will be a metamorphosis. It could be the warmth of the space, the air, or the way your spirit responds. This is the first indicator that the cleaning procedure has begun. Her truth will come out if she starts cleaning up. The following piece of this message, my darling, will detail the deeds she undertook, the rationale for heaven's swift decision to stop her, and the consequent transformation of your home as a result of her exposure. I beseech you, my child, my beloved, to take a deep breath. The moment has arrived for the truth to emerge, one stratum at a time, as God intended. My dearest, I beseech you to listen with your inner ear, since the knowledge I am going to share is unusual. This is not a prank. That is not a phrase that is regularly used. Heaven had to wait for the proper moment, breath, and time for everything to come together before bringing you here. My darling, this is the reality you should never have ignored. That woman attempted to invade your spiritual atmosphere without your permission. She made a riskier attempt than breaking into your home, my lover. Her ghost attempted to infiltrate your home. She attempted to infiltrate the sacred place that was reserved for you alone. Heaven wouldn't allow it to happen. Allow me, my child, to explain this topic in the most simple spiritual terms possible. A residence is more than just its walls and floors. A home functions as a spiritual container. Your petitions are stored at a household. Tears can be kept in a home. A home is where your dreams are stored. Your home is the seat of heavenly protection. Someone having bad intentions, such as jealousy, rage, or resentment, tries to change the atmosphere in your home right away. Heaven replies appropriately. That is precisely what happened. With a hidden energy, this woman penetrated your area, my darling. She felt a heaviness within herself, but she refrained from revealing it through her expression. She smiled, but it was not a true one. Although she was compassionate, her soul sent a different message. She pretended to be concerned, but her true feelings were complicated and malicious. She feared that your future would be dangerous to her, my kid. You are feeling threatened by your destiny, the spiritual shield you carry, and the divine favor that surrounds you, and she sought to disturb the serenity and tranquility in your area. However, she omitted to clarify that you are not in danger. You are not concealed. You are not alone on the spiritual plane. Heaven protects you. My lover, as soon as she entered your space with those hidden intents, the angels guarding your home stood tall. I had the impression that I was staying for a longer period of time. It appeared that the spiritual atmosphere was against her. She assumed no one had noticed her disappearance. She intended to hide her actual sentiments. She assumed that her disguise would remain in place. Unfortunately, God witnessed everything. She attempted to communicate with you at your home, my child. It can appear as unsaid rage, thoughts, or words. The volume was not excessive. It was unclear. It wasn't noticeable. The spiritual realm echoed her intentions. Heaven spoke during the reverberation. Something happened in your home that evening, my beloved. Your eyes could not see what your consciousness experienced. The mood was disturbing. I felt dragged down by my seclusion. The night seemed to last for a long time, as is normal. Do you recall the movement of the sky that evening? Angels were keeping your spirit awake, my child, and preventing unwanted energy from entering your body. Something was getting cleaned up. A battle you were unable to witness, but heaven triumphed. This is why you felt tired when you woke up, despite the fact that your body had been sleeping. This is why your mood suddenly changed without any obvious cause. This is what caused your thinking to get cloudy. What made your heart ache is this. This explains why your dreams are so unique. It wasn't stressful. The scenario wasn't chaotic. It wasn't just a concept. You were surrounded by spiritual activity. I beseech you, my beloved, to listen. Heaven shattered her silent intention the moment she let go of it. Heaven swiftly rejected her attempt to curse your tranquility. Heaven did not change your blessings while she tried to conceal them. Heaven sent fire to protect your home as soon as she attempted to enter. Despite her best efforts, she did not succeed. Her plans were unsuccessful. This explains why none of her words had any impact. The presence of heaven protects you from harm. She will be observed since she is my child. This is not due to God's wish to harm her or for heaven to punish her. Rather, it is to prepare your home for the impending wonderful news. Your blessing cannot live alongside her presence, energy, and plans. My darling, refrain from sharing your next blessing with someone who has a hidden heart. It is exceedingly pure, large, and divine. This is why exposure is important. My darling, I will offer you with more information about her activities. Pay close attention. This will become evident after you hear it. She tried to raise doubts in the minds of others. She attempted to instill terror in others. She tried to throw everything out of harmony. She attempted to create a spiritual blockade. She attempted to cause disturbance near your breakthrough. However, heaven stopped everything from expanding. This is why, my beloved, you occasionally felt isolated from your own house. In this fashion, you felt uneasy. This is why little occurrences started to occur. This explains why your emotions appeared to change in an unpredictable manner. This is why your soul was tense. At the time, her seed attempted to grow. Nevertheless, it died before reaching your destiny. Now, my darling, listen with the gravity that heaven wishes. A missing word, a startling confession, a narrative she can't follow, an emotion she can't hide, a message she accidentally sends, a comment made about her by another person, or an unintentional self-reflection. This is how the smallest flaw in the mask of heaven discloses the hidden truth. You'll instantly know your beloved. When you realize this, it will be like a light bulb lighting off in a dark room. Things that were once inexplicable will suddenly become understandable. It will suddenly become clear how you feel. Your spirit will say, "This is it." That is when your peace will return. Dear youngster, the sixth sign represents both spirituality and strength. Your emotional state will improve once you are in your own home. Your room will become more luminous. Breathing will make the experience more pleasurable. It will be more comfortable to reflect. You will experience an increase in vitality. It'll improve your sleep quality. It appears that paradise is reclaiming your space. My darling, the seventh sign is a true blessing. Suddenly, you will have a clear grasp of the next actions you should take in life. Bad energy leaving a home predicts the future. Paths become clear. Thoughts occur. Opportunity arises. Making decisions is effortless. Confusion is eliminated. Peace grows more robust. Heaven is prepping your home for the upcoming glorious season. The eighth sign, my child, will be an emotional release. It is likely that you will have an overwhelming desire to cry for no apparent cause. You may suddenly feel relieved. Suddenly, you may feel optimistic. Suddenly, you may feel grateful. That is your spirit expelling the awful vibe she brought into your home. It will not be melancholy. You'll be cleansed. My darling, the ninth indication is an experience reserved for a chosen few, an abrupt growth in spiritual awareness. You will gradually gain a better understanding of the problem. It will be clear that there is more to the problem than meets the eye. You will be able to perceive energy more clearly. You will quickly begin to recognize intentions. You will be able to predict changes before they happen. This is the awakening that people who are secure get from heaven. My darling, this is the ninth and final sign. This is the most potent. You will see a big event once she is publicly revealed. A significant advancement, a blessing, a message, a shift in finances, a change in relationships, or just a significant opening since her energy was interfering with something divinely intended for you. When she discovers your blessing, it will enter your life right away. To stay up to date on any prophetic communications from heaven, subscribe to this channel right away. Please do not delay. Please refrain from moving the page. Clicking the subscribe symbol confirms that you are following God's prophetic schedule for your ascension. When you subscribe, you are not simply following a channel, but also making a prophetic pledge to not miss a single message sent from heaven. Sign up now to secure your spot in this celestial alignment. I beseech you, my beloved, to listen. Her disclosure facilitates your climb. The door to your next miracle is wide open as soon as she tells you the truth. This is why heaven hopes that you do not ignore this message, my child. The unveiling of this woman marks the beginning of a new event in your life's heavenly timeline. My lover, now that you understand the meaning of the signals, I will reveal the deeper spiritual reason why heaven chose this time to reveal her to you and what it has been planning for you all along. We are now approaching the most important part of this revelation. My beloved and child, I am about to reveal a revelation that heaven has been wanting to share for quite some time. Before you were unprepared, your heart was not pounding steadily enough. You lacked enough motivation. However, you are now ready. My beloved, remain silent and attentive. Allow each syllable to permeate your essence. The woman who is being offered to you has no intention of harming you. It is happening in order to free you. God in heaven has seen the profound love, quick trust, effortless forgiveness, and support you give to others, even when they are unworthy. This is your best characteristic, yet it is also what makes you appear weak to other people. You have a caring spirit. This was not her objective. You have a sense of acceptance. It was rough for her spirit. Your emotions are genuine. The path of a chosen soul in heaven cannot be hindered by someone with a dark heart, as hers was hidden. There's no need to be concerned, my beloved. I'll now give a more sophisticated reason for why heaven is presenting her now rather than later. You need a clean environment for your next benediction. Heaven has planned an important occasion for you, my child. Greater than you can imagine. Greater in scale than the subject of your prayers. Greater than your history, your fears, and your difficulties. This benediction is distinct from the others. This is not a prank. No, it isn't effortless. It transforms your existence. It will affect your financial status. Your relationships will change as a result. It will make you reassess your position. It will cause sentiments of remorse. It will change your residence in the future. You are on the verge of entering a fortunate future. My sweetheart, the moment has come for you. Have faith, and you will see God multiply the possessions you relinquish. It will significantly affect your trajectory. And God will not give such a large benefit to a spot where someone is harboring hidden hatred, jealousy, or distrust. My darling, your home is on the verge of becoming a sacred sanctuary. At the moment, I'd like you to claim that title as your residence. Please share your thoughts in the comments area. My home is deemed sacrosanct. When you write that, You are not just informing others about your residence. Furthermore, you are setting a boundary for the adversary, negativity, and hidden goals. You are alerting them that they are no longer permitted to stay at this location. Your comment serves as an invitation to the impending miracle, a place where miracles happen and peace reigns supreme. There is divine protection, a spot where your future becomes clearer, and a place where heaven can talk for hours. However, the first step is to eradicate any malevolent energy. This woman was the final hindrance to your blessing, the last phantom in the corner of your home who was holding you down spiritually. Heaven was prepared. Heaven appeared. Heaven maintained control. Heaven prepared itself. Then heaven starts to stir. Please exercise caution, my beloved. If she had revealed the facts sooner, you would have been bewildered. Your blessing would have been delayed if the truth about her had been exposed at a later time. However, she is now being displayed by heaven at the appropriate time. Oh, my beloved, the heavenly scheduling is flawless. You have an irrepressible spirit. In other words, you're emotionally ready. You have a more sharp intelligence. Judgment has arisen within you. You have a stronger inner instinct. You are given additional precautions. You're becoming more in accord. This is why heaven chose today. My sweetheart, this is the real reason she was exposed. She was occupying an area that was supposed to be vacant before gaining your blessing. She was occupying space in paradise that needed to be filled with something fresh. She made an impact on a period of your life that needed the cleaning of heaven. She sought to cast a shadow in an area where full illumination of heaven was required. The heavenly was having difficulties crossing your home owing to her intensity. My dear, heaven will never pour pure water into a vessel containing poison. In order to get your blessing, you must maintain purity. Freedom is required for you to ascend. It is critical that your breakthrough is unequivocal. To carry out your miracle, you must first be spiritually cleaned. For this reason, she must be identified. Pay attention, my youngster. This is the part that most people don't understand. Heaven periodically expels a person, not because of their bad behavior, but because their place in your story is over. Her reign has ended. Her presence has diminished. Her connection to your energy is no longer functioning. Her ability to control your residence is no longer functional. She is no longer part of your spiritual journey. Heaven will now turn off her energy supply to your home. After she is identified, my beloved, an astonishing occurrence will occur. Something that will cause shivers. Something nonsensical. Something that is only visible to the spiritual eye. Despite her best efforts, she did not succeed. Her strategies failed. This explains why none of her words had any impact. The presence of heaven protects you from injury. She will be observed because she is my offspring. It is not because God wants to undermine her reputation. Heaven is not out to punish her. Rather, it is preparing your home for the impending joyful news. Your blessing cannot exist alongside her presence, energy, and objectives. My dear, refrain from sharing your next bounty with someone who has a hidden heart. It is overly clean, overly large, and overly divine. This is why exposure is important. My darling, I will offer you with more information about her activities. Pay close attention. This will become evident once you've heard it. She tried to raise doubts in the minds of others. She attempted to instill terror in others. She tried to throw everything out of harmony. She attempted to create a spiritual blockade. She attempted to cause disturbance near your breakthrough. Nonetheless, heaven stopped the growth of everything. This is why, my beloved, you sometimes felt cut off from your own house. In this fashion, you felt uneasy. This is why little occurrences started to occur. This explains why your emotions appeared to change in an unpredictable manner. This is why your spirit was upset. At that point, her seed attempted to grow. However, it died before reaching your destiny. Now, my child, listen to this with the seriousness that heaven requires. This information is being delivered to you today because her exposure is related to your next level. She must reveal the truth before earning your blessing. The negative energy she emitted is unable to penetrate your future. She may try to appear innocent. She may appear to be oblivious of the events that have occurred. She may maintain her composure. She may prefer to remain nearby, but heaven has already recognized her as someone who tells the truth. It will become accessible to you shortly. You are not compelled to discuss the subject with her when the exposure occurs, my beloved. There is no need for argument. There is no need for confrontation. You will be spared from resisting. The truth will be easily disclosed. There is an error in the text, a rapid shift in an individual's conduct, a misplaced missive, an untruth spread by another individual. She can't hold back her reaction. A disguise that is revealed at the wrong time. Heaven will always choose the best time to protect you, my child, and your home will feel lighter immediately. Your spirit will regain the power to breathe. Your calm will return. You will get better sleep. It will give you an increase in vitality. The wonderful fortune you seek will appear effortlessly. My dear, the atmosphere in your home is going to change. Waiting will end. The peacefulness will be transformed. The dark blotches will disappear. The tension will subside. The rooms will regain their warmth when you awaken, as I, Archangel Michael, have set my shield over your home, my child. The following section of this message will give you a full overview of the ramifications for your life and home if she is open to you. This evidence will back up the information given to you by heaven earlier today. My beautiful and adored, it is time for the indications to appear. Prepare gradually. Heaven will never notify you of an occurrence without first informing you, and these signs are already visible in your surroundings. I encourage you to listen with your inner soul rather than your ears, my love. Heaven talks softly before it, but it shouts loudly later. This is the cause. It whispers before it appears. It shakes your soul first, then the universe around you. My sweetheart, what this woman is being subjected to is not a coincidence. This is not unexpected. It is part of a divine plan, a sequence carefully crafted by the heavens to assure your protection. Heaven will send messages to your home before the exposure. This is the original instance. The atmosphere will alter. My lover, when you enter a room in your house in the near future, the air will feel noticeably lighter. You will feel a sense of calm that has long been missing. It will envelop you like a warm blanket. You will be unable to understand the explanation. You will initially be unable to understand the shift, but it will be your first indicator that heaven is purifying your home. My offspring is the second sign. He is quiet yet powerful. An item that has regularly malfunctioned will unexpectedly regain operation. You may have had problems falling asleep. It is possible that your thoughts have been clouded. A lack of motivation may be the underlying problem. Small items may have continued to break or be misplaced. But all of a sudden, these problems will start to solve themselves organically and without hassles. It won't happen by chance. Your home's repair will be like paradise. The third indicator will be revealed to you via your intuition, my lover. You will learn something about the woman who is going to be exposed in a flash, an inner knowing or a moment of clarity. You will be oblivious of the instant her name enters your consciousness. Not out of fear, but because they are clear. You will not try to attain it. You're not going to look for it. You won't even consider her. The truth will simply emerge in your spirit. That is what heaven has revealed to you, which you have yet to see. My child's behavior will serve as the fourth indicator. A woman who conceals her goals always reveals them once God begins to reveal them. She will experience sensations of uneasiness, avoidance, defensiveness, stillness, or excessive kindness in an unusual way. The mask she is now wearing will start to disintegrate. She will behave differently at some point, my dear. Either too close or too distant. Either extremely quiet or extremely loud. Excessive relaxation or rigidity. She may try to avoid your eyes. She may continue to debate the same things. She may notice a shift in her feelings towards you. This is the spiritual burden of being scrutinized by everyone who puts pressure on her. My child, the fifth sign is the most important. She will tell the truth. It may not be particularly thrilling. It may not be excessively noisy. The disability may not be severe. Someone else's remark about her, an unintentional message she sends, a startling confession, a tale she can't keep straight, a reaction she can't disguise, or an incident in which she expresses something about herself that she didn't intend to. Also, the word is incorrect. This is how the smallest flaw in the mask of heaven discloses the hidden truth. You'll instantly know your beloved. When you realize this, it will be like shutting off a light bulb in a dark room. Things that were once inexplicable will suddenly become understandable. It will suddenly become clear how you feel. Your spirit will say, "This is it." That is when your peace will return. Dear youngster, the sixth sign represents both spirituality and strength. Your emotional state will improve once you are in your own home. Your room will become more luminous. Breathing will make the experience more pleasurable. It will be more comfortable to reflect. You will experience an increase in vitality. It'll improve your sleep quality. It appears that paradise is reclaiming your space. My darling, the seventh sign is a true blessing. Suddenly, you will have a clear grasp of the next actions you should take in life. Bad energy leaving a home predicts the future. The flow of ideas begins. Opportunity arises. Decision-making is effortless. Peace is unwavering, and there is no longer any ambiguity. My darling, heaven is preparing your home for the coming divine season. The eighth sign will be an outpouring of emotions. You are given additional precautions. You're becoming more in accord. That is why heaven picked today, my beloved. This is the actual reason she was exposed. She was occupying an area that was supposed to be vacant before gaining your blessing. She was occupying space in paradise that needed to be filled with something fresh. She made an impact on a period of your life that needed the cleaning of heaven. She sought to cast a shadow in an area where full illumination of heaven was required. The heavenly was having difficulties crossing your home owing to her intensity. My dear, heaven will never pour pure water into a vessel containing poison. In order to get your blessing, you must maintain purity. Freedom is required for you to ascend. It is critical that your breakthrough is unequivocal. Your miracle must be spiritually pure, thus she must be proved. Pay attention, my youngster. This is the part that most people don't understand. Heaven periodically expels a person, not because of their bad behavior, but because their place in your story is over. Her reign has ended. Her presence has diminished. Her connection to your energy is no longer functioning. Her ability to control your residence is no longer functional. She is no longer part of your spiritual journey. Heaven will now turn off her energy supply to your home. After she is identified, my beloved, an astonishing occurrence will occur. A chemical that causes a unique sensation in the epidermis. There cannot be an explanation for an irrational entity. This is only apparent to people who possess spiritual sight. Your home will instantly emanate an air of newness. Even if the rooms, furnishings, and walls are all the same, the experience, vibration, and atmosphere will be different. It will be quiet and not heavy or noisy. Your slumber will be deep and unbroken. You will not feel tired in the morning. Instead, you will feel optimistic. Heaven has restored your spiritual space, so nights will be pleasant rather than frightening. My love, God has a plain answer for everything. You are entering a new spiritual phase, and every chapter begins with a purification. My beloved, you are entering a new era of divine connection, spiritual awakening, clarity, financial development, emotional stability, and protection. Heaven has chosen you to experience this transition, and it will not allow any impediments. This woman was unaware of the identity of the person with whom she was speaking. That person was oblivious of your safety. She was ignorant that angels were always present. She was unaware that your home is under the God's protection. She was unaware that your name was registered in the heavenly archives. She was unaware that heaven monitors every action you perform. However, she will now be aware of my adoration. The portion following this message will go into detail about the consequences of her discovery for your home and life, as well as the wonderful changes that heaven will bring about. My kid, my dear, you will never again see your home, life, or future in the same way. When this woman's identity is made known, a spiritual earthquake will strike your territory, not to destroy, but to rebuild. Pay heed, my beloved, to your essence. What I am about to say is more than just information. This is a prophecy. It is consistent. The truth is reaching you at the exact moment heaven intended. Following her exposure, my kid, your home will experience an impossibly dramatic metamorphosis. Before you can observe it, you will have experienced it. People will experience it before they understand it. Initially, it will happen gradually and then all at once. I will demonstrate what will happen, my dearest. The first element to be modified will be the air. When her energy is severed from your home, an invisible yet highly powerful force transforms. Despite the fact that nothing has changed, you may feel as if you have more breathing space, or that the space is expanding. It's as if the air is brighter and your sternum looser. Peace will reemerge in the same way that a formerly hindered river can now flow freely. This is heaven reclaiming the atmosphere. My child, the second shift will take place in your psyche. Smog will dissipate. The uncertainty will clear. The weight that has been putting pressure on your thoughts will suddenly vanish. You will have plenty of ideas. Making decisions will no longer cause anxiety. Your mental state will be one of clarity, composedness, and confidence. It will provide a sensation similar to that of a sunrise. Heaven is trying to restore your clarity. My dear, the third transformation will happen in your emotional state. The unexpected worry, the nebulous grief, the irritability for no apparent reason, the weightiness you couldn't explain, and the rage you couldn't name. They will gradually soften, lessen, and then vanish. Your thorax will feel lighter. Your spirit will be at rest. Stability will be felt throughout your mind. This is heaven, and it is restoring harmony to your heart. The fourth change will happen when you interact with other people. Individuals who were previously inactive will start to reconnect. Those who were previously cold will notice an increase in warmth. Those who did not understand your statements before will now do so. Unfortunately, the terrible energy associated with that woman was spreading far beyond your home, pushing those who were previously hesitant to offer assistance to now do so. The surges will stop once she is captured and peace will return. This is heaven's method of removing the commotion. My beloved, the fifth metamorphosis will occur as you sleep. You will get better sleep. You will feel better after waking up. The nightmares will cease to exist. The nights of being awake will end. Even when you sleep, you will feel secure since the person who started the spiritual anguish will continue to suffer it. It will be divine rest for you once more at home. This is heaven's method of restoring your peace. The sixth change will be related to money, my child. Opportunities that were previously immobilized will begin to progress. The previously halted money will begin to circulate once more. Tasks that took longer to complete will be completed more quickly. Ideas that were dormant will be brought to life. The previously confusing trajectory will be clarified. For what reason? Money blessings are scarce in a spiritually corrupted environment. Her energy was hindering your potential to accumulate wealth. This is the obstacle that heaven is removing. My lover, the seventh transformation will occur in the most unnoticeable sections of your home. The atmosphere of a room will become more brilliant. In the corner, it will appear paler. You will feel relaxed during your sleep. Ideas will be present at your workspace. Your home will be pleasantly warm. While the energy settles in your chamber, you will notice a distinct sensation. Heaven is currently cleaning up everything. This is the process of spiritual regeneration in the area where you live. My darling, the eighth transformation will take place in your intuition. Your inner wisdom will become more clear. Your inner voice will be more assertive. Your judgment will be improved. Your instincts will be validated. The impediment to your spiritual vision will be removed, and you will be able to see others' true intentions more clearly. Heaven is directing your essence to awaken. You will be able to recognize the ninth alteration in your daily life, my dear. You'll increase your coordination. You'll make the right decisions. My sweetheart, this is heaven restoring your peace. The sixth adjustment will focus on money. Opportunities that were previously immobilized will begin to progress. The previously halted money will begin to circulate once more. Tasks that took longer to complete will be completed more quickly. Ideas that were dormant will be brought to life. The previously confusing trajectory will be clarified. For what reason? Money blessings are scarce in a spiritually corrupted environment. Her energy was hindering your potential to accumulate wealth. This is the obstacle that heaven is removing. My lover, the seventh transformation will occur in the most unnoticeable sections of your home. The atmosphere of a room will become more brilliant. In the corner, it will appear paler. You will feel relaxed during your sleep. Ideas will be present at your workspace. Your home will be pleasantly warm. While the energy settles in your chamber, you will notice a distinct sensation. Heaven is currently cleaning up everything. This is the process of spiritual regeneration in the area where you live. My darling, the eighth transformation will take place in your intuition. Your inner wisdom will become more clear. Your inner voice will be more assertive. Your judgment will be improved. Your instincts will be validated. The impediment to your spiritual vision will be removed, and you will be able to see others' true intentions more clearly. Heaven is directing your essence to awaken. You will be able to recognize the ninth alteration in your daily life, my dear. You'll increase your coordination. You'll make the right decisions. You will find it easy to finish jobs. It will feel more natural to identify as yourself. Your preparations will be successful. You'll start to walk in divine accord. This is heaven directing you. My dear, the ninth alteration is the most potent. You will receive a huge boon in relation to your residence. This blessing can manifest as a miracle involving your home or property, a financial breakthrough, a move to a better place, a new opportunity, a change in your living situation, a massive wave of abundance, the end of something that was holding you back, or a divine upgrade in your surroundings. This will happen after she is exposed, not before or during, because heaven has protected this blessing until your environment is purified. If this word spoke to you, please continue reading. Please forward this video to a loved one. This tremendous advancement should not be hidden. This prophetic message isn't just a video. Your sharing of it introduces the anointing into your personal life and network. God notices your goodness, and when you share this message with another person, He blesses you with new breakthroughs. Click, share, and send this right away to anyone who needs to be notified that their home is soon to be cleaned. Your obedience will have a big impact on your surroundings. My dear, I beg you to understand this. This is not the end of your story. The victim was discovered. This is the beginning of the chapter that God has in store for you. Your arrival coincides with her departure. Her exposure improves your beauty. Her exit marks your breakthrough. Her truth liberates you. My beloved, heaven does not deprive without providing. Heaven does not present itself without blessings. Heaven doesn't withhold without reciprocating. Heaven doesn't clean without fixing things. After she is revealed, the events that occur at your home will be unexpected, uplifting, and change your entire course. My dearest, in the following section of this message, I will explain the reasoning behind this woman's initial proximity to you, her goal, and how heaven used her hidden intentions to help you grow. My beloved child, you have reached the point of this letter where heaven reveals facts that the majority of people never learn. What was the cause for this woman's presence in your area, and how and why did she come into your life? This is how her energy invaded your home, and why she was not taken by heaven sooner. Heaven never allows anything to happen without a reason, my dear. Even the actions that hurt you were illogical, and were done without your knowledge, were motivated by hidden objectives. Please be silent and attentive, my sweetheart. Her presence in your life was divinely meant, not to be permanent, but to instruct, cleanse, prepare, and perform other objectives. Yes, my beloved, heaven strengthened your spirit by utilizing even her negative intentions. I will give you the 4 divine reasons she entered your place. My child, you have a lovely heart, a gentle spirit, and good intentions. Your love is profound, and you are effortlessly able to forgive. The heavenly realm cherishes this thing. Nonetheless, heaven desired to improve your spiritual vision. It was okay for this woman's concealed heart to approach you in order to let you see beyond the superficiality of her smiles, words, and appearance. This was done to aid your spiritual development. Your intelligence has advanced. Your spirit is more resilient. You have a more robust inner instinct. The truth is obvious to your eyes, even in the absence of voice. She awakened your spiritual intelligence. My love, you are ascending. Heaven is preparing to raise you. However, some people are unable to accompany you on your ascent. Your blessing may be too much for some people. It is not appropriate for everyone to have access to a future version of themselves. The presence of this woman indicated the person who must be removed before your ascent can begin. Her visibility is not a form of revenge. It was a gap between your current place and the destination that heaven intends for you. My child, your home is distinct from others. There is a spiritual sanctuary there, a region under the careful eye of heaven where your good fortune will be stored. However, the benediction could not be given until the place had been cleaned. Her vigor revealed what needed to be erased. Her presence brought spiritual purification. Because of her intentions, angels came to protect you. She started the cleaning process, which will immediately transform your home without your knowing. My dear, not all gentle voices are sincere. This isn't always the case with subtle tones. Not every smile is genuine. Allow her to grow acquainted with you in order to see the difference. That was a spiritual graduation and heavenly education. You have now completed the developmental period that was designed for you. She has served her purpose. This is no longer her season. This is why it is critical to identify her at this time. As soon as an individual's role in your story is completed, they are instantly removed by heaven in some way. They could either leave, show their true nature, impede you, make a mistake in your presence, or be entirely exposed by God. This woman plans to reach her goal through exposure. Not to harm her, but to keep you safe. The goal of exposing is not to instill guilt in her, but rather to aid her release. It is not designed to cause disarray. It is designed to provide clarification. Heaven isn't unkind. Heaven is precise. Her authority no longer aligns with yours. Your fate no longer aligns with her aims. Your advancement is no longer compatible with her existence. This is why the relationship is severed in paradise. You were not negatively impacted by her presence. It shaped your identity. It was meant to instruct you. It was helping you recuperate. It was a process of preparing you. Heaven strengthened your spirit with each instance of suffering. Heaven reinforced your senses every time you felt tiredness. Every time her energy entered your home, heaven assured your protection. Every time she tried to denigrate you, heaven built an even stronger shield. Her acts caused no costs for you. Spiritual maturity improves your character. You gained a sense of God. You gained a greater feeling of emotional clarity. You had a rise in strength. You gained new knowledge. Your confidentiality has been strengthened. Heaven has now said, "My child, the training is complete. The lecture has finished. Your spirit has advanced as a result of her experience. I'd like you to complete a simple but significant assignment before you leave. Click the like icon in the video. Perform this deed not only for personal enjoyment, but also to bring God's blessings into your life. Each like you submit represents a spiritual agreement. It is equivalent to telling the Lord that I agree with this statement. This purification has been granted to me. I sped up the process of receiving your favor. Heaven recognizes your participation immediately as you click the like button, and divine favor begins to flow in your direction. You should purposefully initiate this action at this time and see how quickly God's blessings begin to flow your way. Before you leave, one more thing. Before proceeding, ensure that you have subscribed to this channel and that the chime is activated. Watching videos alone is insufficient. It is critical that you preserve prophetic alignment. I want you to be ready to receive all of the messages that heaven sends out at precise times. When you press the bell, You are alerting God that you are prepared to subscribe. I'm currently placed. I will not overlook your comments. Act now and accept the blessings that heaven has in store for you. Finally, one more act of trust. Please send this mail quickly. Allow your family, friends, and prayer group members to read it. They must understand that heaven is disclosing what was previously hidden and preparing their family for a blessing. God values the anointing that you bring to another person via your sharing. He emphasizes what you do for others. I discharge twice the amount for you. Right now, share this prophetic message and watch your own breakthrough emerge in front of your eyes. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this deep reality. This message was not discovered coincidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high-vibrating, protected community where divine abundance is more than a hope, but a promise. This spiritual idea is quite simple. Nonetheless, it has the capacity to transform your entire life. You will not just gain blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your existence. Accepting this invitation grants you immediate, early access to potent content and heavenly insights that are now unavailable to the broader public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred area where you will receive unshakable support, spiritual guidance, and speedy progress towards your destiny. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Your triumph is near. Action is required. Your abundance is ready.